Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tez back at you with another Eden Zero review discussion. We're just going to talk about chapter 137. This week we did get a double drop, so 2. I don't know if that means next week we get a little gap because they gave us 2 this time around. I just hit the dang boon, so you may hear some noise, apologies. But yeah, let's get into it. Opening into this chapter, we get Xiaomei coming in to tell us again, hey, I am the narrator of this story. I've had some weird instances where now I feel like it's just becoming a redundancy that she has to keep telling us that. Like, no one's forgotten, or if you have forgotten, I don't really know what to tell you. It shouldn't be that hard for you to remember she's the one narrating this story, but I'm assuming that every time she shows up, something could be coming about that may be along the lines of when we first got introduced to seeing her in the actual story, and then her introducing us to the fact that time in this story is irrelevant. Don't look at it. But that wasn't the case this time around. She was just basically rehashing everything that had happened. So getting into it, we see the Imperials basically harassing robots, rounding them up all together, because we know in the last chapter that one, Bumblegoof led the folks back to the actual hideout, and what they had already been doing prior was just looking for robots, nothing else. So with that in mind, moving us forward, we get back to, like I said, the robots are being rounded up by the Imperials. The people are kind of onlooking and just like, why is this happening? What's going on? The robots are like, we're not getting ready to die, because the Imperials are saying, like, you guys are all set to basically be executed. Like, you're gonna be done. Nothing's about to happen to you other than your lights are gonna go out. Goodbye. But there's one panel of the really tiny robot who Pino got introduced to that I was like, yo, he's shaking and he has a tear in his eye. I'm like, bro, little man does not deserve this. He needs to live. I can't sit here and watch a little guy get wasted like this. Like, come on, y'all gotta have a heart. Just as everything's about to hit the fan, because the Imperials are asking these robots, yo, why are y'all so calm? Like, what is it? What do you know that we don't know? And then that's when Ibaraki and the rest of the rebellion show up, running in, guns ablazing. The Imperials are like, let them have it, and this was where the fight starts. And it was an amazing set of scenes to see. I mean, just looking at the illustrations, I was like, yo, this is fire. That's dope. Look at the small details here and there. Like, it was crazy to see. One again, Shiki coming off the top ropes. Like, my man always has to come from the sky now. Like, he has to have that superhero, evil villain type smirk, but he's the good guy. Using his gravity to basically redirect the bullets, like, get these out of here, like some Neo in the Matrix type ish. Like, boy, watch out. This is not happening. Go away. Wise is reconstructing the land to basically stop the vehicle that was coming in. He created a barricade from the land, and Rebecca's out here laying people out, or more or less. I don't even know what she said. The ether bullets are non-lethal, but at some point, I think she's gonna have to start doing damage. At some point, we need her to start figuring out how to do damage that's not like, I'm killing people, but at least incapacitating, because just hitting people with these stun-like things, come on. But yeah, she was out there just taunting them people, like, y'all are never gonna hit anybody if you keep aiming like that. She was like, you gotta get these headshots, watch out, putting them one after another. And then that's when, everything was happening with what Wise was doing with this vehicle, trying to stop it. There was a child, or what appeared to be a child, inside of the cockpit or the driver's seat. And Rebecca activated her leaper and jumped through and rescued the kid. But it wasn't a kid, it was actually an adult, or what appeared to be just an adult. It might have been a little person, because he said, I am not a kid, and punched her and ran away, which I kind of laughed at. But we saw the little robot that I talked about earlier. He actually got away. Pino came and got him, because just as they were surrounding, I'm like, yo, they are bogus. If they really killed this man, like, what did he do? He's too small. He's too small to go out like this. Pino apparently got an upgrade also, where she can selectively use her EMP. Not like a regular EMP, where in the original sense that she was shutting off everything in the vicinity. Now she can kind of specialize, or as she said, non-ally, EMPs. Anybody that's not an ally gets EMP'd. But I'm kind of thinking, like, so is it targeted? Like, she can pick certain electronics rather than just letting the pulse hit everything. So we'll see. Hamura's out there cutting bullets, being a goddess. They were like, yo, she's a monster. Yes, she is a monster. She's flaying your bullets with dual swords. Like, it does not get any more monster-like than that. And then, we find out some information from Laguna as a back and forth between him and Shiki kind of goes, off in the middle of the battle that these people here have had their freedoms taken by the Empire, so they'll never stop fighting back. That's why the rebellion was formed, and Goodwin rushes in even more Colossus than he was originally. I'm like, yo, why is he so much bigger, and why is he riding this actual massive ass camel? I'm like, the only big animal we seen on this entire planet was a camelish, and that was not a camelish. That he didn't ride a camelish in the battle. He rode a regular big ass camel for a regular big ass cat. Now, which made me think maybe his ether has similar properties to that of Titans, where he can change the size of his body. You know, could be, because they did say he has a very rather large supply of ether within his body. So I'm like, okay, maybe that might be it. Maybe he's got some stuff where he can just expand his body, or who knows. But it was really nice to see them actually pull together to save these people and stop stuff before we got a cutscene leading us back out into the actual Empire, going back to the temple, where we see Fabiano and the king, you know, not Shura, the king, Kang, actually talking. And Fabiano's pretty much pleading with the king, saying like, yo, your son, this knucklehead, he killed Sisa. You know, I'm like, bro, he killed my Sisa, may have been the weakest of, you know, the oceans, but he was still a robot and one of our people nonetheless. He's issuing these decrees to kill all robots. He wants to, you know, hopefully do all this, that everything that's gonna bring Ziggy out and accomplish this goal, however it may go. And the king's like, I've never been led astray or wrong by these die. No matter what. He's like, I'm gonna follow the will of the die. Everything I've amassed, I've attained everything in the IO cosmos because of these die. I'm as powerful as I am because of these dice and listening and following their order. So whether it be millions, billions, trillions, whatever number, good and bad, I will listen to these die, because at the end of it all, I've been assured that I will be victorious because he has the Empire dice. Now, I don't know why they chose to name them now, but what is it about these Empire dice that assures Poseidon that he is going to have, you know, utter victory? Like, what is it? Do these die have some type of ether with foresight? It's just rolling them. Like, you can look at them and tell that they're not just your typical die. What is it about them? Why is he so sure of it? And I mean, it would be really cool if there was a particular type of ether ability that gave foresight, but at the same time, I think it will be really low-key busted. Really low-key busted. So I'm hoping that ain't the case. I am hoping to see more ether-powered weaponry introduced too, though, because we don't know many other than the Happy Blasters that utilize. He utilizes ether and uses ether bullets, but we haven't seen anything else. Like, what other advanced uses of ether can go just beyond using him in weaponry form? Or are there other actual objects that have it, but not just, oh, ether as the energy, but actually a separate property or entity of itself within this object? So yeah, guys, this has been chapter 137. I will be getting you chapter 138 as soon as possible. Like always, if you've made it this far, like the video, comment, say anything that I may have missed, anything that you may have liked, anything that had you hype, and I will catch y'all for the next video. Y'all be blessed. Peace.